It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile. Just taking some clean, fresh air.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Krebs Coho replay cast on this fine Monday morning. Going to be showing you guys quite a decent matchup, quite a little fun one, from the Sandland tournament that is currently going on. This is a round 2 tournament featuring a vanilla matchup of this player, the American TitiTwister, versus his opponent in the southern corner, aSIIRunToTheSun. Yeah, that's his name. And they're going to be playing on the map longer, obviously. So what does TitiTwister say? TitiTwister actually sent me in this replay. Obviously, he's playing as the Americans. He says, "Hey Krebs, today I played my round 2 of Sandland's qualifications tourney against the Run to the Sun. And being a fan of yours, I built a Sherman Crocodile that has actually been useful. Equals P. Obviously, that is a smiley face equals P, whatever you want to call it, the lick face. There's a good replay level, level replay that I send you with Croc snipers, blah 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 blah. Don't want to ruin the rest of it for you guys. So, quite a bit to expect from this. It's a Sandland tournament, so it's a current going tournament at the moment. Sandland has actually held various tournaments throughout the ages, if you want to say so, the last few years, and well, obviously you get a lot of high turnouts of good players for this. So, what do we got from the get-go? So we got TitiTwister actually building his barracks right over here, right on the edge of the map of his sector, and building some riflemen. Likewise, the Wehrmacht have actually built their Wehrmacht quarters on this side of the map, and producing their first Volksgrenadiers. Now, kind of an interesting thing, a lot of people when they play the northern side of Langres, it's almost guaranteed that they will build their barracks somewhere around this area, their first building. But on the south side of Langres, you actually have a choice. You can either build it over here or you can build it over here. So by placing it over here, that means that the Wehrmacht are most likely going to be centering most of their attention on the right hand side of the map. Likewise, if you built it on the left hand side, you probably push along the left hand side. But I guess the Wehrmacht are quite content with just pushing along here, most likely because that the victory points, it is a little bit harder to capture the right hand side. If you guys see on here, you've already got the medium munitions point and low fuel point already connected to your base, so why not have most of the fighting on the right hand side where it's going to be a little bit more difficult to actually capture those points since you have a cutoff point right there near your base. Okay, so the first skirmish, not really much going on from that. It seems like slight damage, but 2 riflemen versus 1 Volks. Obviously, we know the victor of that. However, 2 Volks versus 2 riflemen. Now, that is going to be a bit of a challenge. At this distance, it's going to be quite difficult for the riflemen to actually do anything, and so that is why they took a bit of damage there. However, the Volksgrenadiers, good position. Obviously, a lot of people know by now that the Volksgrenadiers, in a long-range battle, they will always win against riflemen, just because they are more accurate, right? So, along the capping orders, what we've got here is that the right-hand side fuel is captured. However, the right-hand side munitions and this munitions point as well has not really been captured yet by the Americans, and I'm not exactly sure why. I guess these engineers were a little bit hesitant, probably just being attacked by those pioneers, harassed a bit. Likewise, the left-hand side is being captured away by the Americans, and not much to see in terms of capping for the Wehrmacht there. So it seems pretty much 50-50 all in all. Some people have gone on the left-hand side, some people have gone on the right-hand side. Now, what else is going to be going on? So we've got just more coolant be coming out of the Wehrmacht quarters, and well, we've already seen 2 Volksgrenadiers, so I'm not exactly sure what else we could see. Maybe we could see an MG. Likewise, if it's going to be a heavy infantry strategy, maybe he's going to go for more Volks. Obviously, those would all work, and you know that the MG would be perfect at suppressing. The Volks would be perfect at having a bigger number of guys out on the field as well. Riflemen in a bit of a pickle at the moment. I know they're good at close range, but them just charging in like that was kind of an iffy thing. They took a lot of damage just charging in whilst the Volksgrenadiers already had that cover available. So it looks like rather than what I was thinking what would have happened, the MG or a Volksgrenadier squad, what we actually see is a sniper coming out. Interesting choice to be doing that. Maybe he's just trying to pick off one guy at a time, stuff like that, or maybe he's going to be using it for the possible WSC if that is going to come out in the future. Who knows, right? I bet it's probably more so just to pick off guys one by one. It's cool. It's pretty much a good thing as well, considering that the riflemen have invested in bars. It just means that they're going to be having infantry on the field for a little bit longer. They wouldn't be doing some sort of M8 rush or anything like that. So already what we're seeing is that sniper picking off these guys one by one by one by one. And that is exactly the perfect role of the sniper. Already 4 kills, and he's only been out on the field for just a few moments. So this is what I mean. However, it's kind of a risky thing to have a sniper out in the field like this. The reason I say that is because that there's a barracks out. There could be a jeep, but really I have no idea. It's just up to these players what they build. If a jeep does come out, luckily there is a MG42 that can protect it, although it's easy to be circumnavigated by a jeep. Likewise, there are Volks on the field, and once they get to T2, they could use their Panzerfausts. So, Minesweeper out on the engineers. TitiTwister is doing a good job of recognizing what he should do in terms of build orders. He's got these bars out with their with the engineers, with Minesweepers. And very good indeed. He's also been putting down a mine right over there. It looks like a mine actually blasted over here from some sort of from some sort of people walking over it. From my quick skimming of the game prior to this, it was actually a Volksgrenadier squad that landed on top of it, just got badly damaged. So good to be using these mines so early on. Just very, very effective, right? Sniper, 8 kills. So fast, isn't it? We've got the WSC coming down from TitiTwister. No need to be going for the supply yard, obviously. For all the new people, if you haven't played Americans, you don't need the supply yard to go for WSC. That is still part of the Tier 1 buildings. Likewise, the Wehrmacht are capturing along the left-hand side, but not managing to really do much. Seems like the stronghold for the Wehrmacht is right in the center there. And ouch! Gosh, no! That sniper! The sniper, what an unfortunate death! Just falling on top of that mine! That is not good for that gentleman sniper there. Just, oh my god, not needed whatsoever. But very, very lucky for the Americans to actually accomplish something like that. And that is the total message right there of how useful mines are. You know, you could place them just about anywhere. Obviously, this is a crossroad and you'll expect a lot of movement. But that was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm not exactly sure if the Americans actually recognized if that happened or not. But it was a great move. Killed that sniper, and that was a big loss. At least the sniper managed to get something like around 10 kills. So it has paid off itself a little bit. However, I don't think that is the full amount. However, you know, it's managed to chase a few guys away, so why not? It's done a good job. Could have lasted a little bit longer, but very unfortunate. The rifleman moving on the right hand side, and we've got that medic bunker down on the center. So what else are we going to be seeing? We see that T2 Krieg barracks going to be coming down, and that could either mean that Grenadiers, half-track, or a pack could be coming out. Now, there's things to consider. A lot of people, when they go for heavy infantry strategies, they'll usually finish it off by going with Grenadiers, and then supplementing their, if we switch over to Run to the Sun, and supplementing the whole strategy by going with defensive doctrine. That defensive doctrine, obviously, if you guys know, it can allow your medic bunkers, I believe, fortify the perimeter. They can actually reinforce your guys nearby. And so that is a very, very good complementary sort of thing with heavy infantry strategies, just so you can keep those guys reinforced on the battlefield. Now, one thing I do want to mention is the very close proximity of this medic bunker to the actual battlefield. Now, the prime target, whenever you see a medic bunker on the field, the prime target for an American, for a Brit, is destroy that medic bunker ASAP. Likewise, if you can't actually manage that, at least kill the medics. But that medic bunker is going to be probably make your life a whole lot harder in the long run. One rifleman squad going down from the Volksgrenadiers, and it looks like they're gonna be grabbing the bars. Can they grab that second one? Yes, indeed. They have a full rifleman squad's bar set equipped on them, so they're essentially a Volksgrenadier rifleman squad. Pretty cool indeed. Also, that sniper picking off guys one by one in the back, but the medics, where are they? The medics are dead. So they are not going to be able to actually pick up any of this stuff. What is this MG doing? I have no idea what this riflemen were doing. Maybe that was a misclick or something, but in my opinion, that was a horrible, horrible maneuver. I don't like that whatsoever, just because, I mean, there's Volksgrenadiers right nearby, and there was an MG42. That was quite a not so pro, not so expert maneuver, in my opinion. Obviously, that would just lead to death. So surprisingly enough, the MG42 is setting up in the center. Despite the presence of a sniper on the field, I would be quite reluctant, in my opinion, to actually be doing that. Sniper actually retreated for some reason, and we see a supply yard coming down. So what we could expect from it is either a motor pool or a tank depot. A motor pool, in my opinion, is going to be less likely, since we've already seen that WSC and riflemen and the barracks come down, so it's most likely going to be a tank depot. Obviously by now you can't really get that M8 rush because the Wehrmacht already have that Krieg barracks out. So in terms of what Wehrmacht have, well, it doesn't look like they've really built anything from the Krieg barracks yet. They're putting down that Kampfgras center just to get some sort of veterancy out, but no units out from the Krieg barracks, possibly due to a lack of funds, having to replenish all these guys. They are just floating about a 300 manpower. That could be the cost for a Volksgrenadier squad, who knows, right? So this MG42 is falling back a bit, probably going to be setting up on this side, imagine, just to counterattack these guys. Likewise, mines being put down by TitiTwister. Still, it doesn't look like any doctrinal choice selected by aSIIRunToTheSun. TitiTwister, however, has that howitzer shoot, which means he has gone for the infantry doctrine along the right hand side. Obviously you guys know how that infantry doctrine looks just off the top of my head. Right hand side is defensive operations, followed by howitzer shoot, followed by the howitzer. Left hand side rangers, followed by rapid response, I believe, and then followed by the off map combat group. So it looks like he's going to be going straight on down the right hand side, possibly finishing off this doctrinal choice by going for that howitzer. It's quite a good choice in my opinion, because we have those bars already out from the riflemen. Likewise, they could maybe go for an extra grenade upgrade or stickies, who knows, they might go for it by the end of the game, but really, who knows, that leaves them a lot of munitions available, and so this howitzer shoot becomes a great idea to use. Now, that howitzer shoot is actually being placed on top of that medic bunker, and that's obviously a very good choice. As soon as you guys heard me say a little bit earlier, as soon as you see that medic bunker, you gotta destroy it. It's just gonna ruin your life. So it's good that he's actually doing that, and that's why I'm a little bit iffy about that placement of the medic bunker. Very good micro for that rifleman squad to retreat. Actually, before that grenade even landed, they obviously recognized the animation of the grenadiers. They're probably expecting it, since the grenadiers were so low on men. Hey, how are we going to change the tide of war, or this tide of the little battle? Well, we're going to probably throw a grenade and kill a lot of guys. Obviously the grenadier grenades aren't as good as nuclear pineapples from the riflemen, but they can still change the tide of the little battle, the skirmish. So this medic bunker is, as I was saying, just, I don't know about the placement. I think it should be back a little bit further, maybe like around here, behind the hay bales. I think that would be a little bit better. At least it would be harder for the Americans to actually see what you're going to be, where the medic bunker is, and then throwing down those barrages and such. So I personally think it should be like that. But likewise, you know, the close proximity, if it was used with defensive doctrine, and just the fact that it's so close, it could, you know, it could help a lot. It could really get those medics going around the field and picking up those guys. Switching on over to aSIIRunToTheSun, still no doctrinal choice by him. So I don't know. I think by this point, a lot of people would have actually gone for the defensive doctrine by now. And it's only a few CP to actually get that ability to reinforce near the medic bunker. And so, you know, if he hasn't actually gone for that by now, then we can't actually think that it's going to be a defensive doctrine. And so it might either be Blitzkrieg or a terror doctrine. I don't think it's going to be Blitzkrieg. The reason why I say that is because there's already Grenadiers on the field. You can sort of think of the Stormtroopers as the same as Grenadiers. I mean, they get Panzerschrecks, and so they are the sort of counter, so to say. They're both sort of similar, the same. Howitzer shoot right on top of these guys. Run to the Sun is obviously not recognized what is going on, and he has lost an MG squad, also a Pioneer, and 2 Grenadiers. Not good whatsoever. I'm guessing he must have been elsewhere on the field and not seen that. That is not good. Not good whatsoever. And that is a clear-cut difference between a Grenadier grenade and a nuclear pineapple. Pretty much right on top of a bunch of guys, but not even killing any of them, just damaging them. Very unfortunate to see that. Maybe the grenades from Grenadiers are just more so about damaging guys than killing them. Oh god, I don't really know, but they're not as effective, obviously. Maybe that's just due to some balances between having to upgrade for grenades for the riflemen and just immediately getting them unlocked for the Grenadiers. Who knows, right? So that rifleman squad went right down from the Grenadiers and the Volksgrenadiers. So that means eye for an eye, sorta. Howitzer shoot killing a bunch of guys. At least that rifleman squad went down. This Sherman Crocodile at least on the field, instantly killing this MG42 squad. Very surprising that you actually see that. And this is what TitiTwister was talking about earlier in this game when I mentioned his message, that he was going to be using a Crocodile and it would be sort of effective. So already 2 kills on the Crocodile, and that's more kills than we actually usually see from a Crocodile in any game. I know that's funny that I say that, but really it is quite true. Unfortunately, a lot of times Crocodiles just run into battle and they just die instantly. Wow, surprising the sniper, even in camouflage, taking damage from that Crocodile just because those Volksgrenadiers were retreating nearby it. That was so close to actually killing it. I'm actually really surprised this Crocodile is doing a lot of damage to the infantry. Usually it doesn't even do nearly that much. The only thing I don't like about Crocodiles is the fact that, well, obviously they're a little bit bad at killing. Surprisingly not that bad at killing these Grenadiers. But then again, they're kind of bad at destroying buildings, and I feel like they should be great at doing it. But look how slow it's taking for these this Crocodile to actually destroy this medic bunker. Obviously, he's doing it. He's doing that job. But considering he's only able to do that because there's no Wehrmacht presence on the field over here because they all had to retreat. Finally, it's gone though. I just feel like Crocodiles should be a little bit better against buildings. I mean, they're kind of limited in what they do at the moment, and so I just feel like they should be good at least in some other respects. So that Crocodile taking some shots from this pack, gotta get out of there, but he already managed to do quite a number of kills, 5 infantry kills and 1 building kill. So very good to be seeing that. That medic bunker is at last gone. But what do we have? We have the terror doctrine selected by the Wehrmacht. A good choice, I think, just because, as I was saying with the Blitzkrieg, if you already got Grenadiers, in my opinion, not so great to be going for Stormtroopers. So it's good that the Terror Doctrine is selected, and it looks like he's going down along the left-hand side. So, obviously a great choice. I think what he should have done is maybe actually gone for a Terror Doctrine a little bit earlier. Maybe he was just sort of deciding and waiting for the battle to go on a little bit longer before actually choosing anything. But I think if he actually went for it a bit earlier and at least got Zeal, then it would have helped a lot. I mean, Zeal is a great infantry bonus. It gives your guys loads of bonuses when they start dying, such as max health increases, they shoot faster, they have health regen, and so they become hardier guys and much harder to kill. It just keeps them on the field a lot longer, and I think having that out earlier would have been, in my opinion, better. So what do we have? So he's obviously going along the left-hand side of the Terror Doctrine tree just because he has that Propaganda War and Zeal by now, and so that means he's probably going to be progressing onto the King Tiger. That obviously we don't see the right-hand side because what we have by now is Firestorm, and he'd be going on to V1 and so on and so forth, right? So what we have here is the howitzer. The howitzer indeed in the middle of the American base. Gonna be firing away. What I really don't like is the placement of everything here. Just, do you see this? It's all clumped up in the center. Don't you think it's sort of asking for a V1? I know that the V1 isn't going to be unlocked for a long time. But, you know, it's always in the future. You're just sort of asking for it from a placement like this. So, the Crocodile is obviously getting repaired here, and the Americans moving on out. It seems like the left-hand side has hardly seen any attention in this game. I mean, there's just a few stray squads, but really all the action has been going on in the center. That's what we usually see in Langres anyway. So the Grenadiers retreating, falling back a little bit. They got Veteran C2 on them. That means they got the elite armor, and so they're not going to be taking so much damage from the bullets. However, flamethrowers, yeah, they'll be taking quite a bit more from them. But we don't see any flamethrowers, so ha 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 ha. Very good, very good. The skirmishes going on in the center, the MG42. What we have is 2 MG42s, it looks like. This could be just a normal MG, but is that's a Volks. Yeah, that is definitely a Wehrmacht MG42. So that must have been captured while the whilst one was dropped on the field from a dead MG42. So brilliant stuff. This pack is most likely going to be going down, probably taking focused fire from the riflemen, and that could mean that the Crocodile could move in. Likewise, Volksgrenadiers right on nearby could easily recap it if they wanted to. But come on, Crocodile, make yourself known on the field. There's no packs at the moment. Only thing you gotta be worried of is these Grenadier squads. And what the heck just died there? I don't think that was a sniper, was it? I think it might have been a sniper. Oh god, I wasn't even paying attention to what was over there. I was looking somewhere else on the screen. But obviously you guys saw that, but that Crocodile squished something. It might have been a sniper. God, I really don't want to hold myself to it. Wish I could rewind, because I wasn't even looking at the screen over there. So great job to the Crocodile if you actually managed to do that. But what happened to the Crocodile? Well, it looks like the Crocodile is gone! Oh god. So it must have blown up somewhere. That is not good whatsoever. It looks like a Crocodile just over here. Boom, gone, dead. And so it seems like just destruction everywhere on the field, the pack, and all this stuff. And you know, I've got to tell you guys right now, I got to apologize if I sort of miss some of the action, but this is the thing about commentating. You're always looking somewhere on the screen where something is going on, so you can commentate on it, and that means you sort of miss something else that's going on the screen, and that makes it a bit silly if you guys want to think of it like that. But then again, you got to be sort of in my boots and just look at the how commentating is. You're always focusing on one side of the screen, whilst other things might be going on elsewhere. Got that sniper out, triple veterancy right there. I don't think that could have been a sniper kill then. I mean, if that sniper's still alive and it has triple veterancy, that's 26 kills, then it must have been something else. So who knows really. So it looks like the Volksgrenadiers are just, or the Grenadiers are actually taking on the riflemen here, and the sniper is just finishing off these guys, picking them off one by one. There you go, just enjoy the scenery. But really, this is not looking good. That howitzer firing right on top of the lines of the Grenadiers and the Volksgrenadiers, just trying to soften them up. There we go. This is what they needed. I think this is absolutely perfect. TitiTwister is absolutely brilliant. He knows what he is doing. First off, he's throwing down howitzer barrages right on top of the Volksgrenadiers and the Grenadiers. Likewise, he's getting flamethrowers. He obviously recognizes that the elite armor of the Grenadiers take more fire damage, and so that engineer squad is perfect to actually counter that. However, it's obviously not going to be perfect anymore now that it's dead. It seems quite surprising, but the Volksgrenadier, the extra one man on this squad, managing to actually finish off that guy there. Well, you don't usually see that, but surprisingly enough, you guys wouldn't believe it, but the extra man in these support squads, such as MGs and mortars and packs, they surprisingly can do quite a bit of damage near close by. So if you get on close by to them, you can take quite a bit of hits from them and get killed. So it seems like the Americans are taking advantage of what they can at the moment, just recapturing the center side. Likewise, MG42 over here, just going to be suppressing anyone that's coming forward, and there you go. This MG42 is just about to do that job. So this munitions point is really no man's land. It just keeps on switching territory, and nobody really has a strong hold. Now, I would actually say that the Americans have a good push on the Wehrmacht at the moment. It seems like the Wehrmacht are really stuck on what they've got. They're not really progressing in terms of anything. I mean, they got the veterancy and all that sort of stuff. But switching on over to Run to the Sun, he has that terror doctrine. He only needs half more of a CP, 5 CP, in order to unlock that King Tiger and actually get that. So there we go. One sniper going down from, I believe, a counter snipe, and that is big losses for the Wehrmacht. That King Tiger obviously being saved up for the Wehrmacht, and that is going to be the push. That's what a lot of terror doctrine people look forward to. So they might not really progress. Surprisingly enough, what I noticed in a lot of terror doctrine strategies is that they go heavily infantry oriented. So they get grenadiers and volks and all that stuff, and they just hold out until they can actually manage a King Tiger. And so he's going to be getting that very soon. What does the Americans have in terms of countering it? To be honest, next to none. I mean, we saw that Crocodile go down, but that wasn't even a Sherman or an M10 or anything, or Hellcat. It wasn't even capable of actually taking on tanks. In terms of anti-tank, there really is nothing. I mean, they've got an MG42, they got riflemen with the bars, I have no idea. Got a howitzer, and they've got like a sniper somewhere roaming about. There you go, Mr. Sniper right there. But AT, really nothing. I have no idea why. Likewise, I think really he should get out some Rangers, but Rangers, as you guys can see, 400 manpower to call them out. They are quite an expensive thing to actually bring out on the field, and bazookas are quite infamous. You get 2 in a squad, however, their penetration is so horrid and infamous that it's going to be quite hard to actually do anything against the King Tiger. So what it have to do is definitely get some back armor shots, and they try and take it on like that. Obviously, bazookas do the most damage, however. So, I don't really know what the Americans are going to do when a King Tiger comes out on the field. It's just going to be so hard to take on, and you know, they don't have anything to really take it on at the moment. MG42 going down. So the Wehrmacht are doing quite a dent in the Americans. Come on, you Americans, get back on the field. You need to get some sort of proper counters out. You have to be expecting these things. When you're playing this game, where there's a 1v1, a team game, 2v2, you gotta have this thing in your mind of what you think your opponent's gonna have. You just gotta imagine, okay, this late into the game, obviously you won't recognize that it's 27 minutes into the game, but you will recognize, hey, it's been quite long into this game, and well, you should probably expect that a King Tiger will be coming out, because you haven't seen Blitzkrieg, you haven't seen the defensive doctrine, so you have to expect, yeah, it has to be terror doctrine. We haven't seen firestorms, we haven't seen anything like that, so it has to be going for a King Tiger, and so you gotta appropriately get these counters out. So it's knowing your opponent. Yes, it's obviously a wise thing to know how to play your faction, obviously that is the most important part. However, just as important, you have to know your opponent and how things come out. So there you go, the King Tiger is out in the field. This is going to be leaving huge amounts of casualties. Look at that, already 6 kills on the King Tiger. Not good. Look at all the bodies. Oh no, already killing, just mauling all these guys down. They're just falling like flies. Nothing. These Americans really have nothing out to counter this King Tiger. Not even a single Ranger squad be enough to counter all this stuff. Luckily, this howitzer was actually managed to kill a bunch of guys. I believe that was a sniper there, because we saw plus 19 and a bunch of other guys. Must have been a pack, yes, indeed. Likewise, the Rangers so far away in manpower. Look at that, just not even close. He has to wait at least a minute or so in order to actually call out a single squad. And a single squad really won't do that much. So if he's gonna do anything at this point, let's see, he's got fuel. Man, it's really a difficult position to be in, just because one M10 or one Sherman's not gonna be able to do enough. What he needs to do is get stickies. He definitely needs stickies, and he needs to just throw a bunch of them on this King Tiger. Hopefully immobilize it out here somewhere. And then maybe if he could somehow go around the King Tiger and just prevent any Pioneers from even getting around there and getting that King Tiger back up into working operation. He really just needs to do that, but in the meantime, the King Tigers take a huge blows on the America's base. We saw the WSC go down, we already saw the barracks go down, we saw the howitzer go down as well, and just building by building, everything is going down. The Americans, I have no idea what they're doing, probably just continuing on the fight while their base is being destroyed. Oh god, I think the only thing that they're really relying on now is this off-map combat group. So that is finally selected, and he's going to be saving up his manpower most likely to actually get that off-map. So that is really a roll of the dice. What we saw in one of the last replays that I had done, Firestorm just coming out right on top of these guys here. Brilliant move by the Wehrmacht. Killing, oh my god, no! Killing an entire rifleman squad and 3 guys left in this squad. Oh no, Jesus. That was absolutely horrible. Horrible for the Americans to suffer something like that. A perfect option for the perfect move for the Wehrmacht to do. Just when the guys are retreating back to their base, throw down a firestorm before they actually get there, and as soon as they do get there, bam, lands right on top of them. So the off-map combat group is a roll of the dice. In one of my previous replays, what we saw was a off-map combat group with extreme luck, bringing out two Hellcats out onto the field. Now that is very lucky. I mean, 1 Hellcat is lucky enough, but 2 is absolutely great, fantastic. So I think what TitiTwister is really relying on in this game is getting that off-map combat group and just hopefully getting something good out of it. This King Tiger really already killed loads of these buildings, already destroyed most of them, except the MG emplacements in the HQ. But he's taking shots at the HQ. Good that he's doing that rather than focusing on the machine gun emplacements. What he's actually doing is focusing on that headquarters. As soon as the headquarters is gone, I'm sure you guys know, but as soon as the headquarters is gone, then he cannot actually call out any of his doctrinal abilities, so that could prevent the off-map combat group coming out in the field. However, likewise, this off-map this HQ is being repaired from the engineers on the back side of the building. So what is the King Tiger going to be doing? Not exactly sure. Maybe he was trying to go around, get some sight. That's what he's doing. He's going to be throwing down a firestorm right on the back of it, just to kill any of those guys that were trying to huddle behind there. So good that he's actually doing that. Now what is he going to be doing? He might be trying to finish off... no, it looks like he might be focusing his attention back on the HQ. Not exactly sure. Off-map combat group selected. What we have is 2 M8s coming out, a sniper and a anti-tank. So not the best of luck getting the 2 M8s. Quite not that great to have out at this point in the game. But oh well. I mean, use them while you can, right? So at least that AT is out in the field and that can do something. But still, it's just not the best of dice rolls for the Americans. Already Firestorm being called down, almost killing this AT squad, and there you go, it's gone. So that the off-map combat group just was meant to be hopefully the tide changer of this game, but really it didn't look like it. It is just down to luck. That's all it is. And so what we saw is just these not so great units coming out right now. I mean, the M8s are too late in the game to actually come out right now, because there's already Grenadiers, a King Tiger, probably a few packs maybe somewhere on the field, and so, you know, it's just maybe not a great time to have them out right now. So the Riflemen being so hardy, maybe they're just trying to close in on the King Tiger to chase it away, trying to dish it out, trying to fool it, bluff it into thinking that they have stickies. However, I don't think they actually do have stickies. So what they are doing is actually capturing this pack. My opinion, not a great idea, just because, well, look at that. The MG42 on top of the King Tiger is such an effective anti-infantry capability. Look at that. Instantly killing this pack, just finishing them off so quickly. This AT gun is shooting away at the King Tiger, but the King Tiger is the perfect counter against pretty much everything. Great against tanks, great against infantry, great against AT guns. So really, the AT guns are the counter against the King Tiger. The King Tiger can be a counter against AT guns. So the King Tiger's down to about half health, taking out this M8 right here. And this other M8 is just strolling about the field. Got to be a bit careful and try to maneuver itself away from there. Hopefully, anyway. About 34 minutes into the game, the King Tiger's down to half health. Needs to get repaired. Where is the Wehrmacht? I haven't really seen much of a presence from the Wehrmacht, surprisingly. The Wehrmacht doesn't have that much. They've got 2 Grenadiers, a Volks, actually 3 Grenadiers, should I say. King Tiger and a Pioneer squad. So Pioneers definitely need to get out in there, repair that King Tiger. What I'd actually like to see a lot earlier, actually, is after that medic bunker was destroyed, actually seeing another medic bunker come down. It wouldn't be too late to actually do it right now. They've got tons of manpower, tons of munitions to actually get down a second medic bunker. Really, that would help a lot, and I think that's why we're not seeing that much in terms of Volks Grenadiers and Grenadiers out on the field right now, just because there's not another medic bunker out. Probably if it was out in the field right now, we could probably see an additional 2 or 3 Grenadiers. That would help loads. I mean, you could be capping along the left-hand side, there's bars you could pick up, and so it would help a lot. What we have is the V1 finally unlocked by the Wehrmacht, and so both of the factions, the Americans and the Wehrmacht, have finally unlocked everything in their doctrinal trees. So now is the late game, is officially the late game, obviously. And so now it's just down to who can outmaneuver the other player and overpower them. So right now I would obviously say that the Wehrmacht have the upper hand because they are just wasting away at the AT guns. They're wasting away at whatever the Americans have. So instantly 2 AT guns destroyed. That was meant to counter the King Tiger, and all the counters are already gone. So I'm gonna go back to TitiTwister and see if he's gonna be getting another off-map combat group. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he called another one. I have no idea. But he's only got 200 manpower, and he's losing all of his points. Look at that. He's only got plus 21 munitions, plus 10 fuel. So not that much coming in. This King Tiger is totally unopposed. He's going to be going on in there and trying to destroy that HQ. Once the HQ is down, all that's going to be left keeping the American in is this machine gun emplacement. So that is going to be warring away at. What is the Americans going to be doing? Moving along the right hand side, and do know about this. They're just going to be trying to, I don't know, put some pressure on the Grenadiers maybe? I have no idea. It seems like the Grenadiers putting pressure on the Riflemen with their Panzerschrecks instead. So we have that bunker down. I have a feeling it's probably going to be a medic bunker. So I like how that he's actually responding to actually getting another medic bunker. However, I would like to have seen that out a little bit earlier. You know, even when the King Tiger just came out on the field, maybe even earlier than that. Just any time that you can get a medic bunker down is perfect. So let's see what's going on with the King Tiger up north. He is trying to finish off this headquarters bit by bit, but still that pesky, annoying engineer squad in the back is repairing it. So at least trying to delay it. Obviously the King Tiger is going to be destroying it at a quicker pace, but the engineers are obviously going to be delaying it as much as possible. What I'd like to see is a Volks Grenadier squad at least, or maybe a Grenadier squad getting behind here and just killing these guys, preventing them from actually repairing it. I'd like to see that, but doesn't seem like they're doing it. Pioneer squad coming in to probably repair this, and 638 manpower for the Americans. So most likely going to be calling on another off-map combat group and taking another dice roll, indeed. So the sniper, 16 kills. Sniper is so freaking great. What we usually see in a lot of these pro games is that snipers get loads and loads of kills, and this is very great indeed for an off-map combat group sniper to actually get these kills. 17 on it right now. Gonna be taking on these Pioneers who actually aren't even repairing the King Tiger at the moment. This is a funny thing that I've noticed with a lot of times when I'm playing the Wehrmacht, and my Pioneers aren't actually repairing. Like, it feels like you've actually selected your King Tiger, and then you go away and you come back, and then you notice your Pioneers aren't actually repairing your King Tiger or any of your tanks. And I think maybe sometimes that's a bug or something. But likewise, I think maybe it might be due to not having enough manpower. If you guys didn't know, repairing a vehicle or anything like that actually costs a little bit of manpower. Not loads, but it does cost manpower. Maybe if you run out of that manpower, if you have 0 for example, at any time period, then maybe you can't actually repair it, and so they stop repairing it. That's what you seem to get. Maybe it's not a bug, but who knows really, I'm not exactly sure. V1 landing right somewhere up there, we saw the shadow of it. This King Tiger being countered by the AT gun, taking massive shots, and this M10 is just about to destroy it. No, the AT gun actually finishes it off. King Tiger is gone! So if you guys know the Terror Doctrine, you obviously know that as a King Tiger, you can only bring it out on the field once. The King Tiger is gone, and he is gone permanently for good in this match. And so that means that there could be an opening for the Americans to maybe recover. The M10 is going down. However, that was the thing that was pretty much stopping the Americans from actually moving on in. That King Tiger, I mean, the King Tiger was wearing away the base, almost destroyed the HQ. I mean, the HQ, look at it. It's just down to a little tiny bit of health. What the Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers are maybe going to be doing is trying to move in the base and maybe trying to finish off that HQ, but I think that's what they're going to be doing. Hopefully anyway. They're chasing down the sniper. Could the sniper go down? No! Yes! The Volksgrenadiers, long range, taking that out. Very good job to them. So really, man. I'm not sure what to expect. 226 for the Wehrmacht, 116 for the Americans. The Americans are cut off in the center because they do not have the strategic points, so all these points are not in their hands. They need to recapture that desperately. But it seems like instead of a medic bunker, what we have is a repair bunker. I can't agree with that. I believe that repair bunker must have been out to repair that King Tiger, but I honestly think rather than that, they should have gotten a medic bunker. I do believe they had like Pioneer Squad or something out in the field. You know, I think that would have been perfect. Maybe what they could have done is get a repair bunker and a medic bunker, but really, I can't stress enough how useful medic bunkers are. So what we have is a Stug out on the field, so that means the Sturm Armory was built by aSIIRunToTheSun. It doesn't seem like he's gone the full way to T4. He just has that Sturm Armory and gone for that Stug. So grenades forcing these guys out of the house, likewise they're going back straight into it. But 3 guys left in there. They obviously need to retreat, they're not going to last very long. There we go, the Grenadiers just chasing them down, maybe trying to get a few kills off from them while they can. Likewise, this HQ is getting its health back on up there, but God, it just looks so bad right now. Look at all these holes that are left inside the building. It's just an absolute disaster. But bit by bit, it looks like as the HP goes up, it's just being repaired into its full state and gonna look nice again. So what could we expect? No idea. It seems like the Stug is just taking out this AT gun, preventing it from being recaptured. And now what we have is what seems to be a heavy sort of infantry strategy, or sorry, a tank strategy coming out from the Wehrmacht. They're just going for a lot of Sturm Armory stuff. They're getting Stug. They've got Puma. Puma is going to be great at countering these riflemen. Likewise, the riflemen have pretty much no counter for the stuff that's out on the field. TitiTwister could be saving up for another off-map combat group. Maybe. Likewise, he's far away from actually getting that. Riflemen being mauled down by this Puma. God, what an awkward position to be in. There's some capping going away down here, and it's good to see that. But I mean, there's a Stug, there's a Puma, there's Grenadiers in the base, and there's nothing proper to counter it. There really is nothing proper at all. Well, what we see is some Rangers coming out. Rather than going for that 800 manpower and going for the off-map combat group, I guess it was just too late in the game for you to go for that at all. Obviously, it was quite a distance away from getting that off-map combat group, and so I guess he just cut short, gone for that Ranger squad, just to maybe at least counter the Puma. Well, they have actually managed to do that, but 2 guys left in the squad. Hopefully they don't go down. I really hope not. Come on, move back behind the building. Yes, there we go. So they're at least behind it. They can at least start reinforcing, but oh my God, this headquarters just about to go down. One more shot. There you go, the headquarters is down. The only thing keeping them in this game is the machine gun emplacement. So maybe what I would do, rather than trying to kill these guys here, is just focus fire on this machine gun emplacement, and that's what we seem to be getting. The guys are just focusing on the machine gun emplacement. And there you go. They're just staying there, even letting the Grenadiers die, but good game coming down from both players. And that seems to be the end of the game. The playback is over, and finally the Americans are out of this game. So it looks like the Americans unfortunately lost that round in the tournament, and most likely were knocked out of it. So there you go, guys. That is this matchup between the American TitiTwister and his opponent aSIIRunToTheSun. So where could we comment in that game? I believe the Wehrmacht really didn't make any mistakes. They had great units out on the field. They knew what they were doing. Only thing I could really comment on is that they should have gotten out another medic bunker. That would have helped a lots. Likewise, the Americans, I think where they went wrong was that they didn't have any counters out for that King Tiger. The King Tiger destroyed the base bit by bit, and that was their demise. What I think the Americans should have done, and this is why I notice in a lot of my games when I'm playing against Americans, is that they stay in their rifleman sort of T1, possibly T2 phase for quite a long time. Like, they keep their riflemen right on through the game. They have rangers and stuff like that, but it's not really a proper counter. What you need is like AT guns and stickies and stuff like that to anticipate the Wehrmacht armor that is going to come out eventually. So I believe that was TitiTwister's mistake. He didn't have those sort of counters out at the right time. He should have been expecting that King Tiger, and so that King Tiger took advantage and just destroyed the base bit by bit, and that was the end of the Americans. So I hope you guys enjoyed that replay there, and I hope you all have a very nice day. Until next time, guys, see you all later.